These days, it seems like everything is falling apart. A popular light beer has collapsed the world economy. The United States is a scorched interstellar dust bowl where democracy used to at least pretend to live, and David Archuleta is still legally allowed to make music. But there's one thing that keeps us together as a species, as a nation, and as a planet. And no, it's not how we all knew Alex Jones had cannibalistic tendencies before all this. And no, it's not how Vin Diesel can act. We're all going to keep letting him pretend. It's Twitter. You know, the title, you silly goose. Okay, POV. The year is 2005. Comparatively, those were good times. And you're a little baby website named Odeo. Just a tiny, itty-bitty little podcasting directory and search destination born in July. Leo Gang represent. Now, Odeo's mommy, Sonic Mountain, was just a young and spry startup based out of New York. During a day-long brainstorming session, NYU undergrad and secret folk band frontman / tambourine guy Jack Dorsey said, "Yo, what if we could send small messages of text to a group of our friends?" And then one of them was like, "Oh, you mean like a chat room or a group chat?" And Jack was like, "No, it's totally different than that thing that you just said." And the other guy was like, "Cool, but like how?" Noah! The guy's name was Noah Glass. "Noah, I'm not gonna get into the specifics of how it's different than a big ass group chat with the world because it's completely different, but like what should we call it so that we can distinguish it from what Noah said, because I don't like it. So Noah said they should call it Twitter because he's a dumb, stupid nerd who doesn't get people, and Odeo uses the service internally as a way to communicate with each other. It was like a group me for all your Pizza Hut coworkers. And they were all like, "See, now that we have a prototype, I'm positive it's just a group chat, and Noah, the second I acquire this company from our shareholders, I'm firing you." And in 2006, Jack and his cronies bought out the company and fired Noah Glass. So, look who put his mouth on some money. Twitter broke off into its own company in 2007, and who cares? Snore! The point is, they're here now. And the second they got here, they changed the way we think about social media and how we connect with the world around us. Next thing. I joined Twitter in 2014 in secret. Twitter played a part in my parents' divorce, so my father swore to purge Twitter from the earth and my phone. This was my freshman year of high school, otherwise known as the barfiest and stinkiest year of high school. But Twitter was a different place back then. When I was in 9th grade, Twitter was still more like Facebook. In the sense that we were all stupid, dumb little babies shouting into the void about shit we didn't understand, subtweeting our crushes, and trying, and failing, to figure out how to tweet through SMS in an Olive Garden bathroom, or, however you guys got through it. But Twitter is fucking everywhere now. It's below this video, it's in my phone, it's in my bio, it's in my car, floating around my engine block next to Java. I heard somewhere that 12% of Americans get their news from Twitter. I believe it, because I'm one of them. Twitter tells me when celebrities die, gives me VeggieTales facts, and is always there for me when I'm in a social interaction with a stranger and I don't have anything to say to fill the silence. Which brings me to my next topic, sort of. Man, this is not an MLA format. I know it's such a contrived thing to say now, but I feel like we can point the finger directly at social media when we talk about the extra daily dose of anxiety each of us experiences. We never used to know what was happening in Uruguay or Greenland or insert joke here at the touch of a button. We didn't have the present screaming into our eyes 24/7. And 2020 and subsequently 2021 has put a lot of that in perspective too. Like, how much should we know on a daily basis? Because on the one hand, getting updates on what the government's doing on the same app that I get my equally important VeggieTales facts from is almost criminally convenient. That kind of frictionless information exchange is amazing. On the other hand, Local senators and Spider-Man fans make me want to throw my phone into the sun. Drew Gooden made a video a long time ago called "Why is everyone so mad at everything?" And first of all, hi Drew. That was less cringy when I wrote it into the script. In Drew's video, he talked about how he starts every day by scrolling on an app until he finds something to get angry at. You know, that getting mad is low-key kind of fun. I'm madly in love with Drew, but I only agree with him to a certain extent. Anger is exhausting. You know, outrage is exhausting. People calling Tom Holland Iron Boy Jr. doesn't make sense and is exhausting. Twitter and Facebook's big boys in suits love to talk about freedom of speech and how discourse is the spice of life, but Facebook is the biggest spreader of misinformation and Twitter is the biggest cesspool of dissent and people clashing over shit that doesn't actually matter. These quacks don't give a single fuck about free speech. They give a fuck about freedom of clicks and engagement. The more we fight, the more insane shit certain people say to get us to freak out, the more money we make them. I don't know. I had a lot to say on this topic, but I don't really know the point I'm trying to make, so I'll try to wrap things up here. Twitter isn't real. I think because of the last couple years we've had, you know, getting forced into isolation, both mentally and literally, I think it's kind of tricked us all into thinking that Twitter is some real place that represents the real world and what real people think and say, and not what it really is. Unleashed id while sitting on the toilet. I am extremely grateful to Twitter. It has provided me with a large community and a tiny little fan base following that's growing every day and full of like-minded people and creative minds and people with similar outlooks. But I think that we can switch things up and improve this app tenfold. Jack? Here's my pitch. Shift focus to media posts and less on retweets. You know, make the discovery page more accessible. I think it would be fun if I had a place where I could reliably post daily updates and know that my followers were going to be, you know, trafficked to that page automatically. Condensing or like optimizing the comment section on every post, so you know I see like the most liked comment first or comments from people that I follow first, you know. That might create like a little bit of a social media bubble, but I think it would cut back on a lot of the animosity of the website, and oh my god, that's just Instagram. So, in conclusion, just use Instagram, but don't use Facebook unless you're trying to play Mafia games with me. Don't actually do that. Don't find me on Facebook. That's the video. Thank you guys for watching. If you made it all the way to the end, do me a favor and leave a comment. Comment your thoughts on something that I didn't even address in the video, but make it really sound like it was a huge talking point. That would crack me up. Follow me on Twitch and Twitter and TikTok at King Benjin. And if you haven't already, subscribe. But only if you're hot. You are. Stay safe. Stay off Twitter, at least for a day or two. But most importantly, stay yourself. And I'll be seeing you.
Thank you.